Thank you for watching this video about online learning with Britannica. Britannica Academic is a resource used by colleges and universities across the globe to support students studying access or foundation courses. This video will demonstrate how Britannica Academic supports students when independently researching their subjects. This is our browse area. You can browse by subject, explore Britannica's extensive media collection, or look for specific biographies. These are our research tools. On here we have two really great geography tools, and you can also see our add-on support product, original sources. As I'm scrolling down here, we have new and updated articles. Britannica's in-house editorial team are constantly updating the information available on this platform, so your students always get the most up-to-date information. We also have some recommended primary sources. These will be letters, speeches, and other primary source materials, such as ebooks. Scrolling down now, we have news from the New York Times as well as the BBC News, so your students really do get a comprehensive view of global affairs. And finally, you can see Britannica's contributors. So Britannica's contributors include scholars, experts in their field, Nobel laureates, and world leaders. And you can see a few there as well. So as I scroll up now, we can do a search. You can do a simple search in the box, or you can also use Britannica's advanced search, which gives you 5 options to narrow down your search terms and really get that precise information that you need. So I'm just going to do a simple search now. Brilliant. So I did a simple search there for artificial intelligence. You can see here that we have over 100 results for that. Down the side here, you can see all of our different types of content as well. So as I said, our articles are written in-house. We have experts in their field writing these articles and updating them for you. But actually we have more than that. We have images. These are completely copyrights cleared. So if I click into any of these, you'll see a short description underneath. You'll also be able to print, email, again, working online. This is a really important feature to keep that line of communication between your student and their tutor available. And we have a citation option as well. So any of those foundation course students can actually select their citation style, for example, Harvard, and then this is ready to copy and paste into their bibliography. So an extra tool there for them to use. Going on to our videos, again, all of these are completely copyrights cleared for you guys to use with your students. If I click into this overview, you can see that where the narration happens, we also have a lovely transcript. So any of your students using videos in their coursework can simply copy and paste this quote and use it in their article or their essay. They can again cite it, email it, and we'll come back to favoriting right at the end, but mental note for that one. You can also see where this video appears in other articles. So if you have any students who would prefer when they are independently researching their topics, they can actually start with a video if they prefer to do that, and then click into the written texts afterwards. So supporting different learning styles there as well. Dictionary, obviously really, really useful. We also have journals and periodicals in here. So Britannica has a partnership with EBSCO. EBSCO are an academic journal provider, and we have complete access to their live stream. So if I click into any of these, you'll see that we get the academic journal in full. You can see the citation up here. And as I scroll down, this is now really, really useful to engage your students in debate, discussion, and argument as well. All of these have the same tools as our own Britannica articles, so we can translate, print, favourite, and send. Again, I will come back to that later. Underneath journals and periodicals, we also have web-based sites. This is a really useful area for your students to guide them when they're leaving Britannica and going off to do research in the wider web. All of these results have been fact-checked and safeguarded. So when I click into any of them, you can see these are now really academic versions of some other web articles that are out there. It just helps your students find the right information quickly. And we're not trying to limit them just to Britannica as well. Underneath that, again, primary sources and ebooks. So in this field, I will see any political speeches, historical documents, and any relevant ebooks as well that are out of print and out of copyright. These can also be favorited, again, just for that mental note. As I jump into an article itself, you can see that we have a really, really nice ability to see all of the type of content that we have on here. So I can jump to the part of the article that is most relevant to my field. At the bottom here, we also have the option to look at additional reading. So any of your students are looking to really progress their studies, these are some recommendations. And at the bottom, we also have some article contributor knowledge. So if you wanted to, you can actually learn about who wrote this article. So just jumping back up to the top now to show you a few of the article features. We have the ability to, obviously, any of these blue links take you to another article on the subject. We can double click on any word to get the definition. So again, just helping your students develop their vocab knowledge for their essays, that subject mastery. At the top, really easy to send this via email to anyone within your college or university, making that line of communication really clear between student and tutor. We also have the option to favourite again. Printing will not print the entire web page, just a black and white version of the article. Again, citation referencing is really important at the academic levels. So we do have a varying style of referencing that will suit your university. Going across now, we also have the option to translate. So any English additional language students that you might have in your school have the ability to translate this into over 100 different languages. So they really have the option here to understand this article at its best, however they learn best. And we also, if we hover over a sentence, get it back to us in English. So we have a really nice side-by-side translation here as well. The final tool next to this is the Listen Aloud tool. Introduction, Artificial Intelligence. So as the narration continues, we get a yellow highlight. This is to help any students who are dyslexic. It's also really good for note taking as well. We also have the option to increase and decrease the font size. Again, for any dyslexic or special needs students, increasing the font in conjunction with a Listen Aloud tool might actually help them engage with this article slightly better. Going along, next to the article tab, we have images and videos. So we can see any of the media types within this article, any videos or any images. Next to this, we have a related tab. Again, for any of your students doing independent research, learning about their subject field, we have recommended articles, web's best sites, and primary sources as well, so they can continue their research. And next to this, we have article history, so you can see what has been added to this article. For example, we added a photo of Alan Turing in 2018. That might be point of discussion in their articles or in their essays, depending on what that might be about. Excellent. So I'm just going to jump into this sign into my research tool. This relates to the option in the article stage that says, please sign in. So if I click into favourite, it will ask me to log in. You've noticed it hasn't asked me to log in at all otherwise. This is because this is an optional area. If your students want to, they can create a My Research area by simply going into this create an account, giving themselves a username and a password. And what this means is that they can actually start to curate all of their content into one place and begin to build projects for their research. So I'm just going to log into the demonstration My Research account. There we go. So at the top here, you now see it says My Content. Now, if I try and favourite any article, image, periodical, whatever it may be, I will click it, it will fill in the star, and then it will say it is actually added that to my content. It will also give me the option to add it to an existing resource pack or create a new one. So if I click this, it will give me the options of all of the ones that I have already created. This will make a little bit more sense to you when I jump into the My Content area itself. So let's do that now. In this area, I can see any of the pieces of content that I've ever favorited in the order I favorited them. So you can see here that I have over 2,000 favorites. What I can do with this information at the side here is create a new resource pack. So if I click that, give it a name, it might be the name of my essay, it might be the name of my subject. Even if I was a lecturer and I wanted to send this across to a student who might be struggling with their topic, I can then actually give this a name, create that for that student, and then I can send it to them. So if I press add, it will sit here in blue. If I click into any of these now, for example, the Earth's climates, we can see I've actually added 3 videos, 8 articles, and 2 images to this pack. So we've got a really nice array of content in here. What I can do with this information now is I can use the greyed out bar along the side to give it a structure, order the information. So as a student, I might know that I want to begin by speaking about this image, move on to the video, and then use the article information kind of later on in my essay. So when they're sending their research to their tutors, they're not just getting what they've read, but they're also getting the order and the structure of their essay, kind of a feel for it already. They can also add notes, so any parts of the article or any comments on the image that they already know they want to use. Perhaps they could also use this area to ask their tutors questions, to fill in the questions. And then what they can again do is they can add their own content. If I click this button, it will take me to my documents on my computer. This means that I can then add any PDFs or any Word documents to this pack. I could even add my finished essay. That means that this will sit in this pack, and when I email or share it with my tutor or my group, if I was doing some group work at my university, they would then not only see all of the Britannica information that I've collated for the subject, but they would also see my PowerPoint, my Word document, or any of those things as well. So it's a really nice kind of tool for communication as well as for organising research. I'm just going to pop back to the academic homepage now and show you a few of those browsing tools at the side. So article browse is a really good demonstration of this. If I click into it, what it will do is it will show me all of my subjects. So for example, I might be a history student. If I click into history, it will then give me a really nice breakdown of all of the elements in history that I could be interested in. For example, I'm going to choose the modern world. You can see at the top now we have a really nice breadcrumb trail if I ever want to click back a step. And now what that's done is that's given me the option to alphabetize all modern historical events or subjects that I might want to study in little packs. So I could go into the UN, for example, and then it will give me 100 results of articles that are relevant to the UN. So that's already a really nice kind of Kickstarter to my project. It's a little bit more scaffolded than a usual search, and it means that I now have a collation of really relevant articles that I know will be useful for my subject. The same works for media. If you have any visual students who might prefer to look at what they're learning about before they start to read about it, they all work exactly the same. And we also have a lovely biography browse. So if any of your students are specifically looking at personas or characters, what they can do is they can come into this browsing area, select which era they're looking at, select the cultural or national association of the character they would like to see, and what that person is known for. So this will cover all of your subjects. We have art and visual studies, we have education in here. As I scroll down, you'll see a few more. So that was entertainment, we have history and society. So pretty much everything you can think of will be on here. If we go for Nobel Prize winners, we now have all American Nobel Prize winners from the 1900s to present. I can filter that further through gender. And again, just a really nice way for your students to find the array of things they could be researching before they narrow down on one thing. Brilliant. So thank you for watching this video on Britannica Academic. I hope you can see how this will be really, really useful for your university or college and the students within it when they're learning online. If you have any other questions, please just get in touch with the team. Thank you very much.